Hello there, I'm Jonathan Knight of B Movie Madness, and today I'm going to review this right here. It's the Toxie's Top 10 Nuclear box set. I got this back in February or March of this year, and I watched most of these in here. There's one that I couldn't finish, and I'll tell you which one that is. But, the first one is Curse of the Campbell Confederacy. This is an ultra-low-budget movie from the 1980s, which I believe the original title was Curse of the Screaming Dead, and Troma changed it to Curse of the Campbell Confederacy. And you could tell they did that because the title that appears on screen looks like it was, added in artificially at the last moment. And basically, this is about a group of kids in a camper who come across a cemetery with the Northern Army, and they come back from the dead and eat them. I've heard complaints about the transfer being too dark, and I can agree that it's too dark at times. But overall, I was kind of entertained by this one. Some of the zombie makeup was pretty good. Some of it's obvious just a Halloween mask. There's some okay gore. There's one scene where a guy gets his intestines eaten out of him. It's not bad though. Troma, I think Lloyd said in his book that he considers this one of the worst pickups in Troma history. I thought it was pretty entertaining. Can I highly recommend it? Hell no. But if you're bored, I recommend giving it a shot. This one I couldn't finish because, unlike like I said about the other one, the transfer being too dark, the transfer on this one, it was way too dark where I couldn't finish it. And it was Fertilized the Blaspheming Bombshell, in which it looked entertaining. It was about a devil-worshipping satanic cult who were out to impregnate a woman with Satan's child, but it was too dark to watch it, so I couldn't really enjoy it. This one right here is one that I could finish, but it was really, really boring, and it was Deadly Daphnes' Revenge. And it says the movie came out in '87. You can tell this movie was made in the early '70s, but not released until the 1980s because it looks awfully 1970s. But it's not entertaining. I thought this was going to be like a I Spit on Your Grave, Take Off, and all that. It was just really boring. And the Daphne, she doesn't even appear at the end of the movie. She's not the girl that's, violated by the evil rednecks. But it was don't recommend that one at all. Space Zombie Bingo. If you're a fan of 1950s B movies, especially Plan 9 from Outer Space, you will get a kick out of this one because it's basically a big love letter to Plan 9 from Outer Space and the film work of Ed Wood in general. It's really cheesy and dumb, but it's funny, especially if you like those kind of movies. And the good thing about it is it's only 75 minutes, so it's harmless entertainment. Sorry if I'm not getting some of these at frame. I'm looking piano. Now this one I talked about before, and I fucking absolutely love this movie. And I'm pissed that it doesn't have a better special edition, or a better edition in general, and that's Dead Dudes in the House. I fucking love this movie. It's basically Evil Dead in a house instead of a cabin. And it's basically about a group of kids who are sent to a mansion to it says in here to make into an ultimate party pad, which is kind of true. And the spirit of the killer of the house, which is an old woman, is one by one she's killing the kids and possessing them until like the end of the movie when there's only one person left. It's gory, it's funny, it's a lot of fun. The only problem is the fucking cover art is god awful. None of these kids are in the movie, and it says in the back they're hip hop yuppies. They're not hip hop yuppies, they're just normal teenagers. This came out in '92, although I suspect it's probably made in the '80s. But this deserves a better edition than this. Troma in Lloyd's book, he said this is one of their best pickups, so I'm really curious to why he's not giving it a better edition. Because these sets are basically all the stuff that they just don't care about. This is another one I talked about in another video, Frog Monster from Hell. This is a 1975, which for once the date is correct, or the date's correct, and it's basically like Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Swamp Thing, like it says in the back. It's about a frog monster from hell. It's cheesy as hell, but it's amusing. If you love B movies, then I think you would get a kick out of this. I thought it was not bad. This is probably my least favorite Troma movie, or not Troma, but Troma released movie I've ever seen, and it's Demented Death Farm Massacre. I have not hated a movie as much as I hated this one in the longest time. This is probably one of the most boring movies ever made, because most of it's bullshit. It's bullshit happening. People go into, these criminals stay at this redneck's house with his hot ass wife, and they just fool around a little bit, and then at the end suddenly people start getting killed. There's footage that was shot way later, because this movie was 1972, but they shot footage in the 80s of John Carradine kind of like narrating the movie, saying like, about life and death and shit and all that. He's good, and that footage is good, but the rest of the movie is so shitty and boring that I could barely finish the movie. I don't even think I actually finished it. I think I got like the 5 minutes in, and I was like, fuck this. And I threw it way back in the case. Stuff Stephanie in the Incinerator. I've heard about this one mainly because it's PG-13. Yes, Troma released the PG-13 movie. Believe it or not, they've actually released some cartoons, so this ain't unusual. And the reason this is PG-13 is because this is not necessarily it's a suspense kind of thriller kind of movie. It's not really about the gore. And this one's really strange because if you don't look anything about it, you're assuming it's about a girl who gets stuffed in an incinerator, which this is a Troma retitle, because nothing like this happens in the movie. Something almost happens like this in the movie. And basically the way to describe it without pointing all the twists, it's about these rich people playing these really weird, twisted games. But not everything is as it seems. It's really strange. But I enjoyed it. It's not boring. It's entertaining for 97 minutes, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would, because I was like, PG-13, man, I want some Troma kind of gore and stupid humor, but it's not bad. This one is the reason I wanted this set. I wanted this set for this movie alone. And I'll tell you why. It's called The Newly Deads, and it's a direct-to-video movie from the 80s about a man who runs, what would you call it? He owns like a hotel resort place for people to stay. A lodge. He owns a lodge. And this person comes to stay out there, and you assume it's a woman, but it's actually a tranny, and the tranny starts hitting on him, and he's all into it then until he finds out it's actually a man. And in his rage, he kills the tranny, and then, discards of her body and all that. Then years later, he's about to get married, and the ghost of the tranny begins haunting him. But not only haunting him, it begins to kill off the guests of his wedding in brutal, nasty ways. And when I read the plot line to this, I was like, really? Really? That can't be real. It was real, and it was entertaining. I mean, it's bad. It's horrible. Horrible movie. Poorly made, but it's amusing. And the best part of it is the death sequences, especially the decapitation towards the end, are actually really good. And the ghost tranny, the makeup on it is sloppy, but it's not bad for the movie's budget. And it's a nice, short 78 minutes. It's not bad. I mean, there is one famous person in the movie, Doug Jones of the Hellboy series and Pan's Labyrinth. He's in this movie, and I believe he's one of the victims. I'm not quite sure which victim, though. Because there's another guy that looks kind of like him in the movie. But Newly Dead, it's not the best movie in the set. Dead Dudes in House shits all over this movie, but this is probably my second favorite of the set. Now last, not least, but still shit, is Video Demons Do Psycho Town. And this is one I had high hopes for. And this is another Troma retitling. But I think the original title was Psychos in, or Demons in Psycho Town, or I think it was just called Psycho Town. And it's basically a group of filmmakers who go into a place called Psycho Town, which, come on, if it's called Psycho Town, do you really want to go there? They travel there, and they interview the people, and some weird shit begins to happen. And it's another one that has a cool concept and a cool title, but it's really boring. There's some gore. It's not bad gore, but it's just kind of just boring. I could not get into it at all. It's not my least favorite film of the set. I think Demented is a masterpiece compared to Demented Farm. Man, whatever the fuck the movie's called, man. The title's stupid. It's a disappointment. I got a mini poster for this one too, but I'm not gonna hang that one up. It's just And that's it. I'm trying to do more videos. I'm going to try to do more videos. There's some more I would like to do. There's another trauma set I have, but there's quite a few in that one I have not finished yet. And that's the blood bank. I think I showed that in another video. It's the blood bank set. That one that has the red cross thing on the cover. Does it have a red cross? I'm looking at it right now. No, it has an eyeball. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like me. Fuck off if you don't. Thank you.